Good morning, I'm Michael Gable from Fairmont Equities, and these are my stock tips for the 8th of August. Just be aware of our disclaimer and that any advice is general advice only. First company we're going to cover off on today is Capilano Honey. They reported last week within guidance. We think the stock looks really cheap considering their earnings per share growth. Their exports to China look to continue to increase, especially with their new JV to sell Manuka honey. In terms of how it's trading on the chart, it's stuck within a trading band that looks like an ascending triangle. So here's what it looks like. So ever since rallying very strongly for a couple of years here, it's been tracking sideways, but you'll notice that the lows have been getting higher, and what we're expecting now is Capilano to possibly break through this upper resistance level and then continue the uptrend. So you can see that the price action is starting to tighten up now. So we should be getting fairly close to an imminent breakout. The next one we're going to look at is Monadelphous. I did cover off on this one a couple of weeks ago. It's done fantastically well. So hopefully you listened to my advice and bought it. It's up about 30% since then. It is hitting some decent resistance now. So this is one where, look, I've already taken profits on it. It has continued to push higher almost every day, but if you're still in it, I'd be looking to take profits. Bit of resistance up here. It could possibly pull back. The other one that we covered off on a couple of weeks ago was Downer EDI in the same sector. Now, this one looks as though there is still a little bit more upside. So if you're in Monadelphous, possibly take some profits. Downer, you could probably push this one a little more. It's already up about 20% since I looked at it. Now, just looking at the Downer chart. So what I noticed last time we did these stock tips was this inverse head and shoulders. It started to break out. Last week was a sensational move, but there is still a little bit more upside there to just over $5. Final stock we're going to cover off on today is Bellamy's. Again, this is one that I've covered here before, but it is starting to get a move on now. So if you did not buy it a few weeks ago, you should consider buying it this week on any sort of dip. So what we've noticed is it's pushed through that very strong resistance at $12. Volume is coming back in. We're getting a buy signal on the MACD. Just looking at the chart in a bit more detail. So this downtrend here was broken a few weeks ago when we looked at it at $11. Key resistance at $12 has now been shattered basically. There's a buy signal here on the MACD, as I mentioned, and we can see the volume here last week. So Bellamy should continue to head to higher levels. It should go to a new high and resume that uptrend. So as I said, any sort of dip this week is an opportunity to buy Bellamy's, or even top up if you bought it a few weeks ago on our recommendation. Well, that's all for the stock tips today. As always, visit the website, request some free research, and keep an eye on our blog. Thanks.